I always consider the Suzuki Swift a schoolboy car because it does look like a schoolboy car. Now the brand Suzuki isn't the most desirable, but this Swift Sport is certainly an eye-catcher. It's a bit pricier than your normal Swift, but we'll talk about the price near the end of this video. So welcome to Cars 24 and welcome to this video. Let's first talk about the design of this car. It's a very good looking small car. The front end is very sporty and mean looking. I like the design of these headlights. I hope they didn't steal from the design of this guy, or worse, this one. There are LED headlights and front fog lamps. At the bottom, there is a front bumper spoiler to make this front end look sporty, and I like it. Looking at the side profile of this car, the range kicks off with 14-inch steel wheels, but this sport version comes with 16-inch alloy wheels as standard. There's a nice contrasting roof with black side mirrors and a nice side skirt. At first, you may think this car has only 2 doors because of the location of the rear door handles. It's nice to be different, but for me, that's an odd location to put the door handles. I don't like it. As far as the exterior design is concerned, the back end is my favorite part of this car. It's very sporty and aggressive. There is a nice roof spoiler, LED rear combination lamps, and 2 rear exhaust with a sporty looking rear bumper. The interior of this Suzuki Swift is nicely designed, and I will forgive the hard plastic material that is used inside this cabin, simply because of its price range, which we're gonna talk about later in the video. I like the design of these body hugging sport seats with their red stitching, and they are very, very comfortable. I also like the design of the sporty looking steering wheel with your control button nicely laid out. You also have this reasonable looking instrument panel with your rev count and speedometer. This 7-inch infotainment screen supports Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, but is only available in the GLX and the Sports version. On the GA and the GL, you get this ugly looking thing. Down here, you have a USB port with an auxiliary port next to it. There's also a 12-volt socket. You also have a storage area for your mobile device, 2 cup holders, and this gear knob. There's no armrest, instead you have this weird looking storage area with your manual handbrake next to it. You have a small glove box for an extra storage, and there's reasonable adjustment to the steering wheel, as you can see. The Suzuki Swift is a very small car, but the overall visibility inside this car is very good. This is the first thing I noticed when I entered this car. So don't complain about visibility when you get into an accident. You must find a different excuse. We won't listen to that one. Now let's check out the back of the Suzuki Swift. The space is big enough to carry passengers with normal BMI. Once the BMI is over 30, so I'm okay with my tegis. In my driving position, knee room is okay-ish, but leg room is fine. And you also have uncovered ISOFIX anchor point at the back for your child seat. Now let's check out the boot space of this car. There's 265 liters of boot space with the rear seats upright. This boot has a high loading lip, making loading up heavy objects pretty challenging. You can fold the rear seats in the 60-40 split to free up more space. There's also a false floor which houses your spare wheel. This Suzuki Swift comes with a 5-year or 200,000 km manufacturer warranty, and this Swift Sport has a 4-year or 60,000 km service plan, and the service intervals are 10,000 km or 1 year, whichever comes first. The other Suzuki Swift have a separate 2-year or 30,000 km service plan, and the service intervals are 15,000 km or 1 year, whichever comes first. In terms of specs levels, there are 4 trim levels. There's a base model GA, then you have the GL, GLX, and this range topping Swift Sport. The GA, GL, and the GLX are powered by the same 1.2 litre 4-cylinder engine, which produces 61 kilowatts of power and 113 Newton meters of torque. This Suzuki Swift Sport has a 1.4 litre 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, which produces 103 kilowatts of power and 230 Newton meters of torque. Now let's quickly look at the prices. The Swift 1.2 litre GA starts from 189,000, the GL starts from 207,000, the GLX starts from 226,000, and this Swift Sport will set you back 377,000 for the manual variant, and the automatic will cost you 400,000. Now, what's my final verdict of this car? I like the design of this Suzuki Swift, particularly the back and the front end. If I was shopping in the Swift range, the GLX is my the Swift Sport. For 226,000, you get leather-wrapped multi-function steering wheel, a 7-inch touchscreen with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, plus a reverse camera. Not this very ugly-looking thing you get on the lower models. You also get 15-inch alloys, a keyless push-start system, an automatic air conditioner. I could go on and on. The list is compelling enough for me. If you enjoyed watching this video, please consider subscribing to this channel. You can also check out some of my other car reviews on my channel page. Until another review, peace.